Welcome to the Guild. We have been expecting you. Please, follow me.
Hello, and welcome to our very latest episode of Xbox Night Quest. I am C Money, and you know what? Tonight, my friends, we solo. Okay, we doing it solo. We out here. Listen, it's been a crazy day, and as you guys know, I told you guys last week I can't do Tuesdays for the next month or so. Game Shark, what's good, fam? I see you, homie. So Mondays are gonna be the day that we go on the show, but turns out Monday's a lot busier than I realized, because I don't do we normally don't do a show on Monday, so I guess I didn't really pay attention to it too much. But we're here. It's okay. Listen, the weekend is done. We're here live in the building, and we got some stuff to talk about, and we got tons to talk about actually. But all Xbox related, man, and that's a good show right there. You know, when I can know that I'm basically talking Xbox goodness all the entire night, that is what I'm talking about. So, yes, obviously you see it on the thumbnail. It's front and center. Gears E-Day. First of all, it's everywhere, which is huge. They've been really cranking on that bad boy. The marketing has been right, but they kind of capped it off with the beta, or the early access and the beta info, and I'm pumped. I'm excited, but there's some people who are a little upset about this, so we're definitely going to talk about it. We also have that huge Xbox disc to digital leak. We got all the details. The full details are here, so we're going to talk about that. There was a conversation about Xbox possibly dropping Steam from their future platform and just PC in general. That kind of got debunked, but I don't know if you could say it's debunked, because it's the same person who made a comment about it is also taking it away. I don't know. We're going to dive deep into that. And then another nice juicy bit, Xbox 360 games. We just got original Xbox games coming to PC, or that came out on PC. Xbox 360 games are in the work, and I didn't put this anywhere, but low-key, I think we just got our confirmation of the Xbox Helix release, the release date or the release window. But yes, we have some info, so we're definitely going to do that. But before we talk about any of that, obviously, you know how we do here, man. We got to shout out our homies who are live in the building with us, number one, but also shout out everybody who supports us over on Patreon and YouTube. You guys are awesome. We do really appreciate all the support. Specifically, we want to shout out our elite members. We have the homie Dark Angelic, Queen Witch, and Broke Boy. And then we have our inner circle members, the homie Pragmatic Eagle, Hargy Chani, and Marvelous Marvin. Now, check this out. This is June Champs. I told you today was hectic. I didn't get a chance to update this, so I apologize. June Champs get another day in the spotlight, but we'll be back next show for sure with the correct one. But Malcolm XX was the June champ. Mac22 TH54 had the most super chats. Gotham Guy had the biggest super chat. Most bigger super chats was Mac22 TH54. Top 3 most gifted came from our boy Pragmatic Eagle, Spartan661, and Ryu Art. Most subs gifted at once came from Pragmatic Eagle. Again, we will go ahead and update that for the next show. But shout out to you guys. Now, of course, we do appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome. You know, it means a lot to us. But listen, you know how we do here. You guys right now live in the building, man. You guys support us in such a major way, man. And we appreciate each and every one of y'all for dropping by, rocking out with us, spending time with the homies. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. Obviously, you know, being here just automatically takes you to the next level, right? Like you guys are, in fact, the specials of the internet. You guys are, in fact, the most specials that are out there, right? But amongst you, you know, you can't all be the same. You can't. I mean, it just is what it is. All right. So amongst you walks more special. The specialists, the elite specials. Listen, either way, there are a few among you that are the true specials of the evening. You guys have risen above the rest. You guys are watching this from up above, not as like your night situation, but more like just better seating, right? You're up there. You did it. Now, how did you do it? I'll tell you very, very, very quickly. Okay. We went live. We put up that on point bat signal, and 3 of you said, holy smokes. I wouldn't say 3 of you said it. I say you guys were the first 3 to do it. Okay. You 3 said, holy smokes, gee willikers, Batman, I need to get into the building. And in the building, you went. So the question is, who are these people? Who are the top 3 people, the homies, the best bots of the night? I'm going to let you know. All right. And this is a little bit of a shakeup. I'm excited to see this. All right, so I'm gonna first of all let me get this ready because we can't be doing no willy-nilly stuff up in here. All right, we need to have it all right. So we're gonna do this. Boom, jump over here. All right, there we go. All right, so who are these people? Who? That was me impersonating, you know, Doodle with her who's, but who are those people? I'm going to tell you right now. Are you ready? I'm ready. Number 3 in the building. It's our boy. It's our homie. Mother effing Rylan Killer. Shout out to Rylan Killer. He's not messing around. You may know Rylan as 1/4 of the On Point Nerd Nights Anime After Dark panel member. That's right. He's out there doing the thing on our show on Wednesday nights. They had a great show this past Wednesday, and they'll be back this upcoming Wednesday. So definitely make sure you check that out if you haven't already. Shout out to you, Riley. Number 3 in the building. You're not messing around. Let me jot that down real quick. Bam. Now, number 2 in the building is our homie and the best bot of June, our boy Malcolm XX. Shout out to the homie Malcolm XX. He said ye or yai. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know. I don't know if he just like was gonna type and had like a malfunction. I don't know what happened there. But YI is what he wrote. I mean, I guess we'll just leave it at that. Malcolm, thank you, sir. You're number 2 in the building. But who is number 1? Who is the best bot of the night tonight? Well, I will tell you. It is our homie, our boy, Mother effing Be Nice. Shout out to Be Nice live in the building. Best spot of the night. You are number 1, my friend. Thank you so much for being here and rocking out with us. Look at this. You done did it, bro. You done did it. You're the man with the master plan. Appreciate you, homie. You made it. You're number 1. Woo! Good stuff, man. This is the first show of August, technically, yes. So it does count. So already, you're the best bot of August so far. It's yours to lose right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you're already at number 1. This top 3 is already the top 3 for the month. So we'll see how it continues to go as the month goes on. But shout out to Be Nice, Malcolm XX, and Rylan Killer. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here and rocking out with us. Let me go ahead and update this banner because, you know, that's what we got to do. Got to get it in here. Go right there. Do a little BE. Oh, that's not a BE. Nice. Boom. Now we got a little Malcolm X Lex. And now we got a little bit of Violet Killer. Bam. Dunzo. Beautiful. Boom. Shaka Laka. All right. Now, right off the rip, we do have our homie Game Shark in the building. Twinkle, twinkle, baby. He's here with the first super chat of the night and the biggest super chat of the night with that $5 super chat. Game Shark says, life's been clearing up a bit lately, and I'm going to have more time. What game should I install so we can run it? Halo. Halo Campaign Evolved. Yo, listen, I'm going to tell you something, okay? I've already said it, right? But, you know, obviously Halo dropped when I was on vacation, came out right around my birthday. I had the early copy, but I couldn't obviously sit down and play because I was on, you know, vacation. But I did play a good amount of the bonus missions while I was away, and it was great. But I was also playing, like, you know, on a mid-spec PC, looked great, but still a little laptop that I took, and it looked great. And then I came here, we came back, and then I made a video basically streaming the first, you know, hour or so, and it was glorious. Okay, seeing it on the big screen, oh my god, it's so freaking beautiful. I love it with all my heart. And then I was waiting to kind of stream the second mission, but I couldn't do it. All right, I couldn't do a stream this weekend. We were just really busy. We have so much going on with everything, so I just didn't get a chance to do it. So I just started playing it. I said, you know what, F it, I'm not gonna wait. I'm just gonna play it. And bro, I was hyped from playing the bonus missions and the first mission. But I have now since played more missions. Truth of Reconciliation is amazing. Oh my god, the Silent Cartographer. Oh man, bro. Listen, as a lifelong Halo fan, and by life I mean for the life of Halo, I couldn't be happier with what they did. I couldn't be happier to physically have this controller in my hand and playing Halo, the original, 25 years later, in the most absolute glorious way possible. This is not a scenario where you look at the game and you say, oh man, it's kind of just a little upgrade. No, this is a full-fledged current gen release, one of the most beautiful games ever. Honestly, Halo's never looked better. The particle effects are crazy, man. Oh my god, it just looks so good. It looks like you're in a real chaotic battle, and it just looks so good. And do not sleep on third person mode. I absolutely love it. I literally only played the first when you're on the first mission before you drop on Halo. It was the only part I did in first person. Obviously I did the bonus missions, you know, the extra missions in first person, but as far as like the main game, I only did that one. Everything else I've been playing in third person, and I absolutely love it. It's so dope. And then I love how, you know, like if you have like the pistol or you know, certain weapons, when you zoom in, it doesn't zoom in just to the character, it goes full screen. And I play HUDless, so I have no HUD, so everything's like a cinematic event for me. And I just catch myself, like, anytime I have one of the weapons that zooms in with full screen, I turn into like I'm in like a documentary mode where I just, like, after, obviously in between battles, but I'll just like zoom in like I'm aiming, but there's no reticule on my screen or anything. It's just zoomed in and beautiful. And I just like walk around slowly and get these beautiful images. I mean, I'm gonna be reviewing the game once I finish it. I know it'll be late, but I don't give a shit. It's Halo. I want to make sure I have a actual review for that game. I love it. and you'll see a lot of this footage, all right, with my slow zoom shots in between. I love it. Oh my god, this is fantastic, and it plays so well. I mean, like, obviously the visuals are the biggest jump, but the game feels amazing. Everything is just, Halo is amazing. Campaign Evolve crushed it. So I would really suggest jumping into Halo if you have it, because it's amazing. And then shout out to Anonymous Boss with 2 jewels gift. Now, again, thank you so much. Appreciate that. I got to learn exactly what this is because I don't know what the jewels are. He says 100. I don't know if 100 is that a message, or is that like a something that comes with the jewels, or I don't know 100%. But thank you, Anonymous Boss. Appreciate you, my dude. You're awesome. Let me go ahead and update the banner real quick with our boy Game Shark in the building. 5, and then Game Shark in the building. With that 5, bam. All right, beautiful. Save. Go. Lovely. All right. Let's go ahead and say what's up to some more of the homies, and then we're gonna hop right into it. So, of course, I see Shannon Winter in the building. What's up, man? He says, can't wait to play Gears. Man, I can tell you right now, you're not going to be disappointed. I don't know how good you are at Gears. Okay, so, like, understand, there are already people who are amazing at Gears and then have played this beta and just kicked ass, right? So, like, I'm not an elite Gears player. I enjoy it. It was really good. It was really fun. It's beautiful. The controls are the best they've ever been. So, like, there's so much to love about it. But like, I don't know if you start getting killed in multiplayer, I don't know how you're gonna feel about that. That's, everybody's different. You know, I don't know how good you are at the game, but it's definitely fire. And it's a Gears game. Like, it's for Gears fans, right? Like, it really reminds me of the focus. Now, obviously, this game has been being made for a long time, right? So they don't directly relate, but I feel like Gears really kind of encompasses the spirit of what Asha is trying to do with Xbox now, right? Where she's trying to get to the core, right? Not doing the fluff. She's focused on the core, making the core happy, and then everything will come. And I feel like that's what Gears has decided to do. I think Gears has said, you know what, at the end of the day, we are a Gears game. Gears of War fans are fans of Gears. It's been a long time. If they're not fans now, they're not going to be. All right. So cater to the ones that love what you do. And then, you know, people will come if the hype is real. And that's what I feel like they're doing. I feel like they're doing like the anti-Doom, which, don't get me wrong, I love Doom. I love Doom the Dark Ages. But I think the consensus for Doom was that I think a lot of people felt like if they were hardcore Doom fans, that they were almost being put to the side and not kept as the main focus, with the hopes that they'll attract more people to the game. And I think the biggest problem is that because of the way that came across, and I think the hardcore Dooms fan felt a certain type of way about it, they didn't show up, which made it so that even if new people came in, your core wasn't there, so there was nothing to sustain it and make it a big deal. So so I would anticipate that the next Doom will be more hardcore Doom than what has been released, but Gears seems to be sidestepping that. Gears is saying, listen, we're making a Gears ass game, and there's no battle pass, there's none of that stuff. The game is the game. Come play it, have fun. And I think a lot of people are resonating with that. That being said, once we jump into the topic, there are some people who are upset about this particular scenario that's going on, and we're going to talk about that. But yeah, overall, I feel you, man. Gears is fire. It's gonna, if you love Gears, you're gonna love this. I see Big B700 in the building. What's up, man? He says, hit the likes up, Army Xbox. Yes. Dude, yeah, be cool, right? I like that. Thank you so much, Big B700. I know a lot of times you go watch a video, you start watching, you completely forget to do it. Boom, real quick. Take a moment, go hit the like button. Just be cool. You know what I'm saying? Be a friend. All right. It's a big deal. It does help a lot. So we do appreciate it if you can go ahead and do that. So shout out to you, Big B700. I see Broke Boy in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you. Big B back saying, see money, you know, Beast of Reincarnation is on Game Pass right now. I did see it. Honestly, I kind of forgot that the game was coming out, not because of anything it did. It's just like we were on vacation for so long in July that the month kind of disappeared a little bit. So August here already is kind of asinine. And the fact that, like, you know, school is starting later this month and all that stuff, it's crazy. So it kind of snuck up on me. I'm actually really, really pumped. I'm probably going to save it for Thursday, you know, when we doing it live. So I'm probably not gonna jump into it. Just gonna play it when we do the stream. I'll open up with it and kind of play it and see where I stand with it. But yeah, it's I'm excited for it. It's definitely a game that looks good. I've heard some good things, and I've heard some mixed kind of, you know, conversations on it. But either way, I think it's dope. So I'm excited to check it out. I see the homie Right You Are Gaming in the building. What's up, my dude? Thanks for being here, man. Power Boss in the building. What's up, playa? Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Where it is. Just GameShark is just adding that his chat also applies to the community. Hit them up. All right, we could throw down some co-op or something. Is that your GameShark? Is that your gamer tag off the rip? Because you might want to put it in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, post your gamer tag so people can hit you up. Jinzo, what's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. He says, I like it here. Oh, thank you, sir. Well, thank you for coming, bro. Thank you for rocking out. Let me see. Oh, Be Nice has emotional damage. There is a lot of emotional damage out there in the world. Snooky Jackson in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. And I see Sebastian in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Powerball says, yeah, it just launched about 2 hours ago. That was a Beast of Incarnation, right? He says I'm gonna be trying it later tonight. Listen, I think that's dope, you know, that it's already out, and you should definitely try it out. Let me know what you think. Hit me up on Discord or Twitter or whatever. Let me know what you think of it. I'm just like fully, you know, I was holding off on playing Halo because I wanted to hold it for the stream, and then I didn't do the stream. So now I'm like just diving in. I'm gonna be playing that, but Beast of Incarnation for sure will be the first game on Thursday. I'm gonna want to kind of check that out. Gotham guy in the building says, see money, you've been training or working out, you look good, man. Oh, thank you, sir. I mean, you know, I'm trying, you know, a little bit. But appreciate it. Thank you for noticing, sir. Thank you. Why so serious in the building? What's up, man? It is so emotional damning. All right. And you know that it's crazy because there's so much like noise out there. And that's why I'm so excited that, like, right tonight we could just talk about Xbox. Obviously there's things that I could have brought in to talk about some other stuff, but this is the focus, man. We have so much cool shit going on over here. And this is where I'm most excited about what's going on. So let's get started, man. Let's get started. Let me go here. Get my chapter. All right. Here we go. Okay, so then I'll go here, bring this up right here. All right, we're gonna use Shadows. If you don't know who Shadows is, man, he is a Gears super fan. Like he that's all he covers on his YouTube channel. He has like, I don't know, 100, 200,000 subscribers. He's just in like immensely absorbed in Gears. Like he just loves it. And that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? That I sometimes I get a little, and it's weird, and like yes and no. Like, to be clear, what I'm saying, I know I haven't said it, and I'm like caveating it already, but I'm trying to think of a better way to say it. But like, I kind of like, I wish I can be like some of these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, have such a passion that's like all that they can think about and do. You know what I'm saying? And I like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes and no. Like, I really don't necessarily want to be that way, but I admire it. Like, I admire somebody who says, like, I love Gears and that's all I want to do. Like, I love Halo, right? It's my favorite thing, but it's not like the only thing that I would play or and I'm not saying that, to be clear, I don't know what he plays outside of Gears. I'm not saying that's all he does, but like his whole channel is around this, and that's a good thing. Like that's real dedication. I can't do that. But I admire the people who can, like these people who stream all these particular one game over and over, and because they get so good at it, and like I don't know, man, I can't do it, man. I wish I could, but I can't. But that being said, because he is the Gears guy, I'm gonna go to him whenever he posts if there's some information I'm looking for. And he went ahead. I'm sure there's some type of official post from Gears, but I'm gonna use his, and then we'll roll right into the beef that people are having. So Shadow says, new Gears of War E-Day beta details revealed, Horde beta and multiplayer beta. Now it says beta content will differ per weekend. Players in the early access period will experience the evolution of Gears' iconic PvE mode, Horde Siege. And I can 100% vouch for this mode. It is really, really good, dude. Like, it is the evolution of Horde that I didn't know we needed. It's just huge. It's almost like, I don't know, like you just kind of dropped into this world and there's other teams that are dropped in the world and you're all doing co-op, but you're doing your own objectives, and it's really, really dope. Bosses spring up in the world. It's honestly, it's fantastic. It's really, really good. I actually can't wait myself to jump back into this because like I told you guys, I was playing this on a mid-spec, laptop. So it's not like I didn't get to see the best of what it can look like. So I will absolutely make time at some point during this weekend to play it. I might even stream it. I don't know. But yes, okay. Horde Siege is happening during the early access period. For the open beta, which is the following weekend, it says we will go even harder and open up our refined 4v4 verses for competitive play in addition to Horde Siege. Okay, so to make it clear, early access, only Horde Siege. Open beta, the PvP component is added and Horde is still in there. So they're not swapping it out. They're just adding two. So the open beta is the one that gets everything, but the early access is going to be for the PvE mode. Now, let me tell you why that makes sense to me right off the rip. Horde Siege is PvE, so you're going to be able to, when you go launch into a game, the pool of people are all going to join this one mode. And if somebody is not there, a CPU will take the spot. Okay, so you'll have a spot that's for the CPU. But that's a smaller pool of people who are in the early access, right? It's not the full suite of people who are going to come in like the open beta will have. When the open beta comes, then you're going to have plenty of people playing. So PvP is going to be easier to match up with, and you're not going to have too much of a problem. But also, I think it's pretty clear that Horde Siege is their big new thing, and they know that if they put them both together in the beginning, people might not gravitate towards it because they're gonna be excited to just do the PvP joint. And you're getting the most hardcore players doing the early access. So it's really a way to get those hardcore players to jump in and experience the Horde mode. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, it opens up, and that's what it is. Everybody's going to do whatever they want. 4v4 will be there. Horde Siege will be there, and it'll be up to them. Now here's the details. So early access Horde beta is August 6th, and that's when it starts. And then multiplayer open beta access is August 13th to the 17th. I don't think it's just on August 6th, right? Like it's actually, hold on. Let me just make sure I'm not crazy. Doesn't say there. He might have. It has to be the weekend, right? The weekend of August 6th, right? Not just that day. So I think it's that weekend, and then the following weekend is the beta for the open beta, and then you do have each beta weekend. Okay, it's a beta weekend, so he just didn't write the other days there. Each beta weekend begins at 12 p.m. Pacific time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, and ends at 1 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So I guess starts at 3 p.m. Friday Eastern, and then 1 p.m. Sunday Eastern. Now this is the thing. Now I need you to remember this, because this is what the next kind of topic is gonna roll into over here. Early access is only available to those who pre-ordered E-Day or Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members. Now, first of all, shout out to the perk for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members. I love that. That is fire. So shout out to Xbox for giving Ultimate an extra perk. But it's for those people who had subscribed to the highest tier of Game Pass or who pre-ordered E-Day. Okay. And then Horde Siege and multiplayer betas will include a subset of launch content as seen in the preview. Yeah, just like our preview coverage was, it didn't have everything that's going to be there on launch. It had a subset of it, right? So, for instance, content, right? Horde Siege maps. So the maps that you play, we only played on one map during the preview, and that's also going to happen during this beta. When the game launches, there are going to be 3 maps, which is insane because these maps are huge. And, the one thing I don't think I paid attention to, and I wonder, is like how many spawn points there are in the game. Like, I don't know how, like when you join the one map, how many variations of where you start there are. That I didn't pay attention to. I got to be honest with you when I played it. So that's interesting. I wonder how that's going to look. But just having the size of that map, it's honestly, look, RC Polygon, what's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Says the Horde Siege looks like Modern Warfare 3 zombie mode and Black Ops 7 endgame mode. It's similar, like the fact that it's so big. It's just focused on putting you in this world and having the locust there, and then these gigantic bosses, and eventually being able to meet up with the other team and working together, and it's really dope. But yeah, I mean, if there's a lot of variables of where you start, that's also going to be very interesting. But having 3 of those, I mean, it's a big map. Like if you start on one side of that map, it takes you a long time to travel to the other side of the map. So having 3 of them is amazing. Before we go any further, let me go ahead and get my boy Ryuar Gaming. Shout out to my dude Ryuar. Thank you, my brother, for the support. He went ahead and gifted 10 On Point for Gamer memberships, man. Shout out to my boy Ryuar, man. Thank you, sir. Y'all know what to do. Put that mother effing welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our newest members, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with us tonight. Thank you so much. And of course, our boy Ryuar, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the support. You're the man with the master plan. All right. Thank you. In the chat, go ahead, put the emoji in there, letting your boy Ryuar know that you appreciate him. All right. That is awesome. And that is much appreciated. All right. Let me update this. Hold on. There. Dunzo. Done. Love it. Good. Boom. All right. Now I gotta update that banner. Let's get our boy Ryuar. All right. There we go. All right. Thank you, sir. Again, appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for the support. All right. Let's see. Okay. So Horde Siege classes is 4 classes. They're both there. So you get them either way. And then the levels for Horde Siege is capped at level 10, but it's up to level 30 when the game launches, which sounds really low. And I don't think I feel like Coalition might be underestimating how quickly people are going to get there. Not that you do get there quickly, but I feel like there's going to a lot, like when Gears drops, I think there's going to be a lot of people no life in Gears. All right. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are obsessed with it and are just playing it nonstop. Listen, if you're an inkling of a Gears fan, you're going to understand what I mean when you go hands-on. But the people who love this stuff, man, are going to get there ASAP. So 30 sounds really low. All right. Now, in invasion events, you're going to get 2 invasion bosses. I experienced both of them. In the launch event, there'll be 4 versus modes. You have 2 modes in the main game. There'll be 4 versus maps. There's 2 maps in the main game. There'll be 6, which is great. Weapons, they're all available. Medals, you can only get 5 out of the over 80 in the launch. Player level in versus is capped at level 50. Launch has level 100 with 4 re-ups. Okay, well, those are I guess they're banking that most people are going to play versus and not so much siege. Or maybe they want to give a relatively low siege mode level so that people can actually get to that level and then go back to versus. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes if you make the cap so big and they're like, man, I really want to be playing versus, and then they're like, but that level cap, like I would play Horde Siege to max it, but it's going to take too long. It's too high of a level. I'm just going to go play versus and do that. Whereas if you keep it within reach, you can pull some of those people to be like, all right, let me dive in. I'm going to max it out. It's level 30. I'll get there, be done with siege and move on. It's interesting. There's definitely there might be some tactics involved in creating a lower cap for Siege versus, you know, the verses. Like, it's literally, you could do level 400, you know, level 100 with 4 re-ups. So you can do 400, well, level 100 and then 4 would that be 500? It might be 500. Possible. Either way, it's drastic difference between Siege cap and versus cap, right? And then customization is limited characters and beta rewards. And then in launch, you'll have season 1 content. So, yeah, I mean, there's tons of content that's there. And again, I don't know if you guys know, but like when it comes to their seasons, these are not seasons like battle pass seasons. You're not paying for these seasons. This is just going to be seasonal content that they're going to be adding to the game and making the game bigger and better. So like, I love the fact that they basically made it their point to say, listen, you're going to play Gears. We're not, you don't need to buy a pass. Okay. You don't need to buy a pass. Now, there is a slight confusion I think some people have, because, you know, in the game you do make like money or points, right? And then so I think there's stuff that you can just unlock by playing the game, and then there's stuff you have to buy using those points, if I'm not mistaken. So there is some separation where you have to, okay, you do have to buy these things, but it's in game, like you have to earn the points to do it. So that is I feel like that's a bold thing, but again, I think that harkens more to their desire to keep it situated on the hardcore, and kind of get out of the tropes of today with this battle pass on everything. That being said, though, RC Polygon makes a good point. Says, see, money, how would Gears make their money without a battle pass? This is the thing. I know that we've been accustomed to battle passes, and that question is the question that all of these places ask, is how do we make money? We have to do a battle pass, right? We have to do a battle pass. What's up, Bounty? I see you play. And I would say a game like Gears, if it lands the way we all think it's going to land, okay? If it lands the way we all think it's going to land, and we'll know by the end of the open beta weekend, so not this weekend, but the following weekend, how the general consensus is, right? I think we're going to kind of see that, you know, games always survived without microtransactions. Like, battle passes weren't a thing at a certain point. And I'm not knocking the idea of it. What I'm saying is, I think a game like Gears, they are feeling like there's more value in getting the core to come to Gears and want to play Gears and be Gears and use that kind of word of mouth marketing after people are in, and getting people grinding, because this is what we all did, right? Like, we played, like when I used to play Halo and wanted to max my multiplayer ranking, it wasn't because there was a battle pass, right? It was because I loved the game, right? And I'm not saying that works for every game, but I think that Xbox and Gears, I think they have a special relationship. And I think at the end of the day, what they're trying to do is shield Gears from having to be out there. Like, okay, Halo Infinite, phenomenal game. Okay, I really truly love that game. It's funny because I thought it was so beautiful. Then I played Campaign Evolved, and it was like, oh my god, Campaign Evolved, yo, that shit looks amazing. But either way, all right, they did their multiplayer, and then they introduced Battle Pass. And they, you know, the way they did these Battle Passes, they made it different, where it's not like once the Battle Pass was over, you can never get it. They made them last forever. So if you bought it, you could take your time getting it, all this fun stuff. Like, they made a lot of different, they made some decisions around Battle Passes that made it more friendly. But at the end of the day, people were still pissy, right? People still got upset that there were certain armors and certain things that were hidden behind, these paywalls. And, I think in a world where you want to kind of build back up, right? I think this is a kind of lateral decision across all of Xbox at this point. We'll see as they go on, but because of how Asha is doing things, she's really bringing up that whole, core, right? Core before more, right? And I think for Xbox, they're looking at Gears being almost like the franchise that should be bigger than it is. I think they're saying if we really cater to the gamers, to the core gamers, not the whales, not the people who are going to spend the money and buy these battle passes, but just invite the people in, come play the game, buy the game, live in the game, enjoy the game. And then I think that's just going to be the way forward for them. And I think that they will look at that as people are buying our game, people are playing our game. That's the value. That's where we make our money. And I guess we'll see from there, right? Because if this does well, this could very well be a almost like a boom of games dropping battle passes and not doing battle passes, right? I just think it makes it a way where you have to play to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? You have to play to get what you want. I think the one thing that battle passes. Okay, let me give you an example. Fortnite. Okay, you know how much I love playing Fortnite with Doodle. We have a great time. We play it often. So Fortnite obviously has, I can buy any skin that they have in the store. You have the battle pass that you can play and do all this stuff, right? But even with the battle pass now, they have done I don't know how long they've been doing it, but it's relatively new where they take like a hero, like their hero character, like the character that they're really promoting, at the start of a season or whatever. And they take him and they put him or that character all the way at the very end of the battle pass. And again, obviously you still have to buy this battle pass. Obviously Fortnite is a free to play game. So I'm more using the idea that I don't have to, I could go buy things, right? But in that particular situation, I have to play. Like there's no getting around it. I mean, technically you can spend a crap load of money on the points to get them. But the point being is that it makes you play, right? It makes you play. It makes you grind. And this is taking you back to those days where it's like, you want that skin, you're going to have to see what you have to do to get it. And you got to play the game to get it. And I just think that that's a cool thing to do. Now we will see how far they go. But yeah, I honestly, I think it's a dope thing. You got Doodle in the building. Shout out to Doodle. Thank you, baby, for coming through. Says, exactly. They did it with Bugs Bunny and John Wick. Yes, 100%. And they just did it with the freaking, well, they have like challenges stuff, but they had like the Simpsons John Wick, which is John Wick, but in like, if he was on the show, The Simpsons, as that character. And I sat there and played like crazy trying to get the character, and I did it, but it's like it forces you to play, which I feel, honestly, I gotta tell you, man, it's crazy when I think about that. And then I think about this is like, when was the last time you were forced to play to get a reward? You know what I'm saying? Outside of just ranking up, right? I think it's smart. I think there's a lot that could be done with it. But to RC Polygon's point is how they're going to make more money. That's kind of their Everest right now, right? They're going to release it. They're choosing to go this way. They're choosing to take it old school, right? Before the battle pass hype, they're choosing to take it old school. We're going to see if it plays out. Do you need battle passes? Does a company like Xbox, being a platform holder, is the view on them different than when these other companies do it. Now, obviously, Call of Duty is never going to stop. You can't change that. But maybe, maybe for them, they're using this as a test for the next Halo, right? Is the next Halo multiplayer going to have battle passes, all those things? We don't know. This is going to be an interesting case study as to what happens when you take one of the biggest games on your platform and strip it from all the ways to monetize outside of just buying the game. One ticket, right? It's not like you're buying a ticket to get in and then you have to buy more tickets. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is it. This is your Disney, right? You're paying for the price of the ticket, then you go in, right? And then you just explore and use what they have there. That's what we're going to be seeing here. I'm intrigued. I think there's a good chance that they could actually succeed, because out of all the fandoms that exist, I got to tell you, man, the Gears fandom, the people who love Gears, they're a smaller group for sure, but they are obsessed. They are obsessed. And now you're going to go back to the time where you're going to give them that badge of honor, right? When you killed by the dude with the cool, lightning skin or whatever it is, that you saw in the menus, you're like, oh man, damn, look at what he did. He already did that. How did he do it so fast, right? Like, that's what's going to happen. That's the type of conversations you're going to see and you're going to feel when it happens to you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Il Ray Tito in the building. What's good, fam? Thank you for coming through. Says, seen you on the recent Xbox video. Thank you, sir. It still gets me every time I see it, man. That was a really well done video. I love that they surprised us with that. We had no idea. So it's really cool. All right, where am I here? Boss Braun says they said they still have skins to buy just from special partners. But yes, but is it buy separately with cash, or is it buy with the points in Gears? Because I heard when they said it, but it sounded like they meant it more along the lines of using those points. But maybe like. Maybe I don't know. I mean, they might have one-offs, but it's clear they're not doing like, it's not across the board. Like, they're not teasing you every time you turn on the game, like Fortnite does with like the new stuff. Like Doodle was just mentioning the sprites and all this other stuff. They keep finding new ways to make you to spend money, man. That's just the reality. They're crazy. Bounty asks, is there a physical disc for E-Day? That's a really good question. That's a really, really good question. I don't know 100%. Let me, let's see. I could probably figure this out, considering that we have all the information of the world at our fingertips here. Let's go here. Go here. Does Gears of War E-Day have a physical disc? Yes, for the Xbox version, you can buy Gears, and it'll have a physical disc in there. So, yes, they do have that for sure. You got Sir Hulk a lot. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Says, do you think the Horde maps are also going to be for a battle royale? This game has the verticality and movement for a BR mode. Horde has the upgrades and customization that can go with BR as well. Sir Hulk a lot, listen, let me tell you this. I would absolutely love that. It is unique enough of a game to be able to not only do that, but to do it really, really well. And then the question is that they can actually, like, they can broaden it to PvPvE even if they wanted to. Like, they could do a battle royale if they want. But I mean, I don't think that that's in their plans right now. But those maps would be perfect for it. Like, the maps are huge, man. They're really, really big. but not like so big that it's just like people will be lost wandering the world forever, right? It's big enough, I would say, to definitely support that mode. And frankly, I think it would be a phenomenal experience. I think it would be a unique feeling experience. That world mixed with Battle Royale would be crazy. But I think the hard part is there'll be no story-driven reason to do that. So I feel like the best way would be, it would have to be like a PvPvE where, you know, you guys are being dropped on the map, but then there's still bad guys in the world. I don't know. Or they could just say, I don't give a shit, and we're making a Battle Royale mode. I mean, you're 100% verticality in the movement is top notch in this game. They absolutely took it to the next level. Honestly, having the run be normal versus the roadie run, I'm so glad they took it out. Like, the roadie run was cool for its time, but I feel like, you know, at a certain point, it's like, all right, dude, like, just run, right? You're running way slower than you would if you just started running. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now you can, and the verticality is there. You're climbing up these, you know, you can climb up things and jump across and do all this stuff. It's actually really, really entertaining to travel, just to travel through the world that they built. It's very, very good. But now it says Horde has the upgrades and customizations that can go with BR as well. It does. They definitely have the ability to do so. Obviously, they're not going to do that anytime soon. But I think that if the game stays popular enough, it's definitely a possibility for sure. I don't see them just saying no, we'll never do that. Dark Judge says, God, please don't turn Gears into Fortnite. I don't think everything is suited to be a Fortnite. And I think what's happening with Gears right now is in direct response to that kind of idea. Right. It's like not everything needs to have a battle pass. Not everything needs to be a battle royale, even though that kind of went away, and extraction shooters kind of took that spot where now everything wants to be an extraction shooter. But yeah, I don't think that would happen. Right. I don't think you have to worry about, you know, skins being weird or anything like that. You know, they're going to put appropriate stuff in the game. And this is the thing that's different. Like when Call of Duty and Battlefield, okay, talk about skins, right? The reason I had such a big deal with Call of Duty is like, yo, like the skins, like military skins are boring. I gotta be honest with you. Like, we've seen them forever, right? Like, they're camouflage. Cool. You're wearing a vest. Cool. Like, all right, fine. But like, how many variations of that can exist? How long can we keep doing the same thing? Like, it's not exciting to do that. Just the truth, right? Like, it's not exciting to sit there and have the same exact looking skins as the game. I'm like, you know, as the things that you're supposed to be trying out and playing. I don't think it is. I just don't think it's that exciting. So like for Battlefield, for them to be like, oh, we don't have to have cool skins, it's like, okay, well, you're still trying to sell us crap, and it's not going to be entertaining to see that. But Gears, I gotta tell you, man, their armor looks dope. Like, just the suits that they wear is dope. So you can play around a lot with it, because it's not like 100% realistic or anything like that, right? So you can do more with it, and it seems like they're going to be doing things with effects that I really, really like. So I think they have a lot of space. You know, I think they have a lot of space to kind of play around with it and do whatever they want. I got Space Shot in the building. What's up, man? Good to see you, player. Says, I enjoyed Horde mode in Gears 4. I did a lot of grinding on it. I didn't play it much in Gears 5, but I think that was more due to not being able to grind it much. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, look, Horde mode is cool as well, right? And to be clear, it's actually still in the game. It's not like they deleted Horde mode. They didn't say, here's Horde Siege. There is no Horde. There is. It's just in Horde Siege. So you can do the Horde mode, and it'll just pick a place in that map, the level, and do do horde mode, right? So you're staying in one spot and you got to defend against the spots. That's what they're still doing. So it's still there. They're not getting away from it. Dip Down Anime in the building. What's up, man? Says, what's good, fam? Excited for Gears? Yes, you are. Yes, we are. Dip Down, shout out to you, bro. Obviously, that's Stevie Ray. You guys, if you guys know, they have an awesome channel, him and his wife, Amber. They have a great channel, Dip Down Anime. But they also go ahead and they run our anime show, On Point Nerd Nights, Anime After Dark. It's here. It's our boy Stevie. It's Amber. It's Rylan Killer from before, and of course our son Mad Dot. Every Wednesday night they do it, and they do a great show. So if you missed it, go check it out. It's on Wednesday. But if you didn't know, fun fact, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying, but Stevie Ray, Dip Down Anime, actually met Amber, his wife, through Gears. So that's pretty cool. So shout out to Dip Down. You're awesome, sir. But yes, Gears, I think, is on the right path with this. I think this is the right call. I think this is what they needed to do to really let everybody know that they're here for the Gears fans. The same way Asha is trying to let everybody know we're here for the Xbox fans. Gears is doing this. That is what Gears is doing. Gears is saying, hey, we're for the Gears fans, the Gear fanboys, the ones who love Gears. That's who we're here for. That's who we're making this game for. And that's who we want to show up to this game. If other people show up, great, but that's not their focus. Their focus is on making a fantastic Gears game. And if you remember, Gears pretty much since Coalition has been making them, like Gears 4. I love Gears 4. I love Gears 5. But they haven't been really held to the same kind of stature as the original trilogy. Now, part of that is because the story in the original trilogy was already told, and it is one of, like, if you like that type of stuff, I do. I think it's one of the best stories in gaming for me. Like, I love that story between them, how they expanded it with Dom and his wife, and like, it was amazing. So you can't retell the story. The story's already told, right? So, like, part of that is an uphill battle that they can never kind of get over because that story is already out there. So I can see why they said, listen, we made a couple attempts to, put our stamp on the game and really get everybody hyped around Gears, and it really just didn't happen for Gears 4 or 5. But I think that's why the intent was to go back, right? Let's do a prequel. Let's go before the story where we can still use the hype around Marcus and Dom and show you how it happened, where it all started. And again, being able to tell you a unique story that very much has to do with the original trilogy, to keep you, engrossed in it, right? So there's a lot of potential in the story for this. But on top of that, focusing there while taking the multiplayer and bringing it back down, right? Bringing it back down to just being about the game, not about how they can monetize us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is something that I feel is a big deal. And ultimately, I think that's going to be, I think it's going to be a winning formula. We will see. Obviously, I think, like I said, once we get past not this weekend, but the following weekend's open beta, once people have had hands-on with PvP and some of, like, the biggest, people who really love these types of games get their hands on it, like, like somebody like Demo, right? The homie, he loves Gears. We're gonna see him putting out a bunch of footage, right? Like, once all this, like, if he loves it, like, that's the type of groundswell support that you're going to want for this game, and that's what they're hoping for. So if they can get a bunch of people playing that PvP mode and get really amped about it and go out there and just crush it with footage and hyped, previews, I think that's what they're looking for. I think that's what they're hoping for, and I think that's what they'll get when it happens. So assuming that goes well, this should be a good launch. I think this is going to be huge. And then again, go into the fact that, it is the exclusive game, right? That's what Asha came out, right? When the world was really, pushing for exclusives, and there was this wishy-washy, will they, won't they? We don't know. She came out and at, the summer showcase came out and said, hey, you guys, this is for you. Here is your exclusive Gears E-Day. Now, I think the reason why this particular game being exclusive matters is because it is a core Xbox title, right? It's a core Xbox franchise. And although they did release, the remake of the remaster of the first game on PlayStation, I think bringing it back as an exclusive is going to make, the core Xbox fans who grew up, playing Gears and who love Gears, is going to bring them back, right? It's going to make them want to support the game. So we will see. We're going to see how this all shakes out. But overall, I think that this is a smart move. And then there's some other Gears tidbits. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I went to the wrong one. Hold on. Wait. Here we go. Okay. This though, we got caught up in all the goodness of it. But this is the other side of this whole conversation. So obviously there's a lot of people who are very, very excited about Gears and specifically about the betas that are coming up. Now, I told you to pay attention to what we had said in the other message, which was the early access beta, which is this upcoming weekend, is for the people who have Game Pass Ultimate, right? Cool. But also the people who pre-ordered the game. Now, check out this message from Fatal Strike. He says, hey, Gears of War, why are we finding out last minute that players who paid to pre-order E-Day can't play PvP August 6th through the 10th? There are many Gears players who took off of work to play E-Day PvP. Now, all they get after pre-ordering is Horde. Please fix this. Add PvP from 8.6 to 8.10. So if you see, this is the official image. I guess this is Steam. I don't know where this is from, but it says open beta times and content. Early access to the beta is available to players who have pre-ordered the game across Xbox Series X and S. And then down where he highlighted, it says beta content will differ per weekend. Players in the early access period will experience the evolution of Gears' iconic PvE mode, Horde Siege. For the open beta, we'll go harder and get the PvP. So again, this is the dilemma. This is the dilemma. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because for me, I get both sides, right? Like I understand both sides to this situation, right? So on one end, you have, the studio who's like, hey, we made this cool mode, Horde Siege. We know you guys are all going to love PvP. So we want to go ahead and we'll do this early beta where we want to test out Siege to a bigger group of people, right? We want a good amount of people playing before the game drops, and we want to get some good information that they can use when it comes to, making any changes before it releases. So like I can see, the devs being like, well, we have this cool one. We're going to do 2 back-to-back This one we want to focus on Siege so we can have all eyes on this, and then we'll be able, by the next week, Siege will be cooked, right? We'll have whatever changes we need to make, or at least it'll be in the most playable state, and then we can focus on PvP players and what they find and what they do. So I definitely get that. On the other side of it, though, like if you're Fatal Strike, this is information that's just coming out. But the early access beta is not new information. Meaning they was out there that if you pre-ordered the game, you would get early access to a beta. But they did not caveat that access by saying, hey, listen, if you pre-order, you'll get early access to the Horde beta. Unless there's some place that I haven't seen that, and maybe they're just, they're upset, but this was already known information. From what I've seen, I have not seen anything pre this announcement that said, hey, the beta for early access is the Horde mode. So, I mean, if I'm a person who's going to pre-order this game because I want to get into that beta before everybody else, it's because I'm thinking I'm going to play PvP, right? Like if I'm trying to put my mind into that kind of subset of people, like this guy is not, by the way, this Fatal Strike guy, he's not just some random person. Like he's a 3-time world champion coach and pro player for Gears of War. Right. So obviously he is a hardcore Gears person, right? This is not just some random dude, right? He is in the same vein as I mean, probably, I don't know how different he may be, but like the Shadow that we talked about earlier, that these are Gears people. And I think this guy's like, hey, listen, cool that you're making that Horde stuff, but like Gears is PvP. I get that. You know what I'm saying? Fox Glove Fairy, what's up, man? I see you, homie. He says, hi. Oh, I love Gears of War. Listen, a lot of people do, man. He also says Gears of War 1 has 2 WWE stars in the game. I don't remember that. That's dope, though. It is a beloved franchise. Ryar Gaming says, aren't they getting both at different dates? So yes, the next week is the competitive PvP mode, but that's not exclusive. Meaning that's not early access. In the following, so not this weekend is early access, meaning I paid to pre-order this game or have Game Pass Ultimate so I can go play Horde Siege. The following week is open, so you don't have to have Game Pass. I mean, obviously you gotta be able to play online or whatever. I don't know exactly how that works, but you don't have to have Game Pass Ultimate, and you don't have to have pre-order the game to just download it and play. Okay. And when you do that, that one has the PvP. So the feeling that Fatal Strike has is, I paid and I'm not going to play the mode that I want to play, which is PvP. So I kind of get that, right? I kind of get that. So, I mean, I completely understand being disappointed. And to be clear, like, he's not being irrational. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not coming out here damning the game. He's not out here flipping out, talking reckless, right? I think this is a pretty respectful way to handle this. He even adds, I didn't see this part, but I guess he tagged Community Gears and said, please read the tweet above and reconsider. There are thousands of players who are excited to play the PvP beta from August 6th to the 10th and 13th to the 17th. Everyone who paid to pre-order Gears of War E-Day should be able to choose if they want to play Horde or PvP. I mean, it's hard to argue against that. And then I see the homie Game Shark in the building, right? He says, you pay for the game and your pre-order comes with extras. Extras aren't guaranteed and can be rescinded, changed at any time, as the company did not charge you for them. And it says, unless it's like a statue or something with the pre-order, they can run their beta how they see fit. Agreed, right? I could definitely see how they might look at it. And then I see this. I will say that just like at the at the base of it, I will say that the idea that paying, even though it's early, gives you less. Like, I feel like early access should mean I get both things early. If I'm being real, like if I flip this and put this to Halo, and if there was some type of multiplayer situation happening, and they had two modes, the PvP mode and like some PvE mode, I would want both if I'm the paying person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I paid to tell you, hey, Coalition, I'm in. Here's my money. I'm gonna buy the game from you. I want to get what I want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could. All right, let's put this. Let's do it in the chat. Let's see what you guys like, how you guys see it. Hold on, let me just do this. Here's beta side with. Then I'm gonna put it in the chat. Strike. Just to see, for grins and giggles, if we were doing it one side or the other, you had to pick, no middle ground. Which side would you pick? I put it in the chat now. There's a poll. Would you go ahead and side with the devs, as you know, they can do what they want, it's their beta, you know, they didn't tell you that it was only for Horde, but they didn't tell you it wasn't only for Horde, right? Or do you go with Fatal Strike and the fans who might be upset that they paid for early access and they're getting half of the early access? So you have Doodle in the building. He says the beta is extra. They can run it as they wish. They decide what they want to promote and get the players excited for. I mean, yeah, shout out to Doodle. You know, it just depends on how you view it. I definitely get that. We got Trey Bone in the building. What's up, man? It says, I remember when we were kids, we wished that we could have been our favorite cartoon or toy characters in our favorite video games. And now that we have it, people are mad. Shaking my head. Come on. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Feel like people have lost the plot of gaming. Boss Bronze, what's up, man? I see you, player. What's up, Ryan? I see you, homie. I think it's a little weird that people feel that way. Doodle says, if you took time off, that's on you, not on them. Nobody told you to do that. Doodle, you're not wrong. Trey Bone says the taking off work shit is wild. I mean, especially on a weekend. Like, first of all, I think the idea is that most people probably don't work weekends, but obviously if you work retail or something, you probably do. Taking off is a little wild, especially not knowing 100%. But I guess you could always go back on. Music, what's up, man? I said, who the heck is Fatal Strike? Who said anything about PvP being a part of it? Well, that's the point. Nobody said what was going to be a part of it. Fatal Strike is a professional Gears coach and a professional Gears player. So he's he has a lot of skin in the game for himself personally. He just loves it. So yeah, I don't know. Let me see. So far, the majority of people are voting for the coalition, siding with the devs. yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it 100%. It's two sides. You know what I'm saying? There's two sides of the token, so it just depends on where you stand on it. Game Shark in the building. Thank you, brother, for being here. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Triple twinkle, baby. Says they're only saying this because of their preference. If it was the other way around with the modes flipped on weekends, he wouldn't say sheet. I mean, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. That's the truth. That's definitely the truth. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be any type of major movement, because I feel like most people are going to be okay with having it split this way. That being said, man, like this is your core, right? Like, because there's no way you can cut it. PvP is the heart and soul of Gears. That is, when you go look at people streaming Gears, they're not streaming Horde mode. You know what I'm saying? They're streaming themselves playing Gears PvP. You know what I'm saying? So I get the sentiment. I do. I get the sentiment. I get the feeling. I understand the frustration. So we'll see. I don't think it's going to be a big thing, though. So that's why it's like there are people who are upset, and I think that probably the most hardcore people are the ones who were kind of hoping that they were going to do it. Or maybe he's just pissed because he took the time off and maybe he can't get it back. It's a good question. I don't know. We will see. Oh, snap. Doodle dropping bars on them. Doodle says, what if there was no beta? Would that be better? Beta strike? Your response, sir? I think you prefer the beta, right? I think you prefer the beta. Doodle, got him. Got him. That's why you put it to rest real quick. Boss Braun says, this is a calculated play, see money. They want Gears as positive as possible without the usual suspects causing problems. I agree 100%. Music 72, this is also a huge point. Says the test is for the devs, not because it's something they have to do to appease players. Agreed 100%. I agree 100%. That is something to keep in mind, that this stuff is for them to run these tests, you know, like to see what people think, to see what people feel, and then, you know, widen that out, right? Expand the reach, right? More and more people get involved, more and more gets uncovered. Their servers get more stressed. How does the game react to it? I told you I did have one bug when I played, outside of little graphical bugs, right? That was throughout. But I did have one bug that was, you know, you're supposed to have different objectives, and I went to my objective, and the other team that's on the map had seemingly had the same objective, because they went to the place, did it, and then when I went there, I couldn't trigger it. I couldn't do it. They already did it. So the game wouldn't let me finish, like let me do that mission. So, and there was no way out. Like I just basically played it and just kept playing in that world. I didn't quit out because I just, man, wait till you get it in your hands. It feels so good. I didn't want to leave. So I was just having fun, you know, just playing and killing bad guys and doing stuff. But I couldn't get out. I was stuck. So like, that's something that they don't want to have happen. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want that glitch to take place. So that's the type of stuff they're going to be looking for. We got to remember that I know a lot of like quote unquote betas are glorified demos, right? Where they put the beta name on it so that if you find something wrong, they'll be like, oh, but it's just a beta. When in reality, back in the day, they would have just called this a demo, right? But in this case, with something this huge as Gears of War, yeah, I think that this is an actual, like, you know, actual beta. They actually want to get the feedback. They want to make any tweaks they have to, because they want to go into this launch as strong as possible. So they're not going to want to have any BS. And just a few other tidbits of Gears before we move on. Obviously, the multiplayer beta is now available for preload. So if you want to get in as soon as it drops, you can preload it right now. It's ready to go. This is also something that is interesting. It says Clobro Shout out to Clover. I don't know if you guys saw, he got selected with Ben Kenobi to make some cool like community art for the dashboard on your Xbox or PC, profile pictures, all this other stuff. This is really, really cool stuff that they did. So he puts in Gears of War E-Day some achievements award customization items, such as for completing parts of the campaign. Most notably, E-Day features 4 mastery achievements that each award a legendary character skin. Now, I got to tell you, I don't know how this just hasn't been the thing forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we should have always had this. Achievements should have always equaled real life reward for us. And I don't mean like real life, like something you hold in your hand, but like I achieve something, and aside from just a number, I can wear a cool outfit or wear, have a cool skin on my gun or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I think that's really dope that they're doing that. I really think that that's a pretty big W. And again, this kind of digs into the fact that they're giving people reasons to play, right? Give people reasons to play, and you're going to have that, right? You're going to have people saying, oh, I'm grinding because I want to unlock this stuff, not just I'm grinding because, or actually, I don't even know why else you would grind. You know what I'm saying? Not just playing for the sake of playing, but instead you got a purpose. That's what keeps people playing. Stinky G in the building. What's up, man? Says you can also play the beta if you are a Game Pass subscriber. If you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, yes. But yeah, this is I think it's cool that they did that. I think it's smart. What the heck happened here? Let's go here. There we go. God damn it. Let's go do it again. Gears. Bam. All right. What else? That was there. There was something else. Okay, that was that's the Clobro thing that we did. All right, I think that's it. Yeah, we already talked about the previews and such. Okay. But yeah, as far as Gears is concerned, that's where you are. I feel like there's a lot of hype around this. I think people are very, very excited to play this. I think it's with good reason. I think the game is going to hit. I've said it a few times already, but I think this is going to be a Gears game. I think this game is made for Gears fans. And if you're a Gears fan, I think you're going to feel the love. You know what I'm saying? I think you're going to feel like you are the special. They did this for you. The PvP mode is classic PvP mode, just better with the new, verticality where you can climb up and jump, and you have the ability to do a regular run outside of this roadie run and stuff like that. I think it's really dope. Overall, I think people are going to be really happy. People are going to be really happy with it. I'm going to go ahead and end that poll. Looks like, 82% of the people went with Coalition on that. Sorry, Fatal Strike, but I think people have spoken, and most people are going to just understand that this is what they're choosing to do with their beta. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's move on. We have our next chapter. Let me go ahead and grab it very quickly. This one? No. Did you guys hear that God of War Amazon show, the guy they had got dropped, or he got hurt? I don't think he got hurt, bro. Everybody hated him as Kratos. So they swapped him, and Dave Bautista is in the talks now of playing God of War of Kratos. and they're also dropping 2 other people that they had. So doesn't look like it's going great over there. All right, here we go. Let's just make sure. I think that's the one. Let me see if I can just fine tune this a little bit by doing this. Okay, yes, I can. Perfect. All right, this is here. Okay. Let me take my chapter. 131. Okay. So, guys, I have it. Wait, where is it? Okay, here we go. All right. So, we've talked about it in the past. Okay. There's been rumors for a while on this, and it was supposed to be something that was going to happen relatively soon, but we haven't seen it. Well, there has been an official leak of the disc to digital program that Xbox is going to be doing. If you don't know what the disc to digital program is, the idea is simple. They have right now, Xbox is more than just an Xbox, right? It's an ecosystem, it's a platform, right? Xbox Play Anywhere is a huge feature that you get when you buy digital on certain games, right? You buy the game on Xbox, you also get an entitlement to play on PC. You also get an entitlement to play it over the cloud. These are all parts of what I call digital perks, right? You buy the game digital and you get these little digital perks that are available with Xbox. But if you are one of the people who like to keep it old school, you like to hold the game in your hand, you want to buy that disc, you want to have the box with the disc in it. Well, unfortunately, you get the satisfaction of having that disc in your hand and plugging it in to play, but you do lose the digital perks, right? You do not get Xbox Play Anywhere. You cannot stream the game on cloud. And I don't mean Game Pass streaming. There's a stream your own games. I don't know if obviously you guys know, but it's separate things, right? You can use cloud gaming, which is you have Game Pass and you can stream games through the cloud, and then you have stream your own game, which if you have Game Pass and it's a game that's not on Game Pass but you own the game, you can stream it. For instance, Lego Batman, right? The new Lego Batman that just dropped, which is a phenomenal game. Shout out to Doodle who bought it for me for Father's Day. That game is not on Game Pass, so theoretically you cannot stream that game. Fun fact, it is part of the stream your own game program. It's not an Xbox Play Anywhere game. Very important there's a difference. Like all these little things are all separate, pieces, right? One game, can have different versions of this. So Lego Batman is not an Xbox Play Anywhere game, but it is part of the stream your game program. So I can go ahead, go on to xbox.com/play, go to cloud, go ahead, stream Lego Batman over the cloud onto my phone, onto my ROG Xbox Ally X, because it's not on the PC over there. So I can stream it there if I wanted to, right? So these are all things that exist as benefits to disc-based users, but physical players could not take part until now. This is the new. This is Xbox looking ahead, looking at the future. How can they help those who want to keep that box in their hand, but also don't want to miss out on the digital perks, right? So this is from Idle Sloth. This is full details that were leaked. Okay. So it says here, disc to digital, turn physical disc owners into digital customers. Players insert an Xbox One or Series disc into an Xbox One or Series X console with an optical drive. a digital license is granted, bound to that disc and the player's account. The game then follows the player to any Xbox device, including devices with no disk drive. If the disc changes hands, the license transfers to the new player on the next play, and the prior entitlement is revoked. No duplication or abuse. And I think that's literally what's just written here. He just wrote it on the thing. So this is the thing. This, I think, is absolutely genius. I absolutely love that they want to do this. It's such a smart thing to do. It's something that only Microsoft would think of doing, to be honest with you. But it solves all the problems, right? So one of the biggest problems it solves, aside from everything they just said here, okay? If you're somebody who has kids, or, you know, if you have people in your life who might buy you a gift, or you want to buy somebody a gift who's a gamer, okay? The bane of my wife's existence has been the fact that I am a gamer at the core, and she wants to buy me stuff for like a birthday or for Christmas or Father's Day. She wants to go ahead and like buy me a game. But it's like, just like for Father's Day, it's a little anticlimactic for her to be like, hey, for Father's Day, I'm going to buy you these games, but, you know, we got to, you know, log into your account and buy it digital, right? That problem goes away. She can now feel free to take any game that she's heard me talking about that I haven't bought or whatever it is, and she could say, oh, I'm going to buy that game for him for Christmas or for his birthday, and I can go buy it. I could wrap it up. I could put it under the tree for Christmas. I can, give him a gift in his hands, and I don't lose the benefits that I love. Look at music. God damn it, music. Look at him. It's too soon, music. All right. I've been trying to forget about it, bro. He said like the Halo's collector's edition. That's wild. That's cut too deep, dog. Cut too deep. God damn. All right. That is not cool, man. Not cool. But yes, like that. Man, you done broke my heart right now. Started thinking about it. Son of a bitch. Fuck Spider-Man 2. All right, stop it. All right, listen. The point is that if you have someone that you want to give a gift to, or if people you know want to buy you gifts, you can go ahead and now actually gift the game. And then when you open it up, you put it in, boom, turn that into digital, and I get all the benefits of having digital while also keeping a box. Let me tell you something. This is going to be huge because there's a lot of games that, oh my God, look at my girl trying to distract me. Wow. She's cute. She's cute. Doodle says, see money, you getting taller. Now, you know, Doodle will normally make fun of me and call me short, but she knows she's trying to distract me from the pain in my heart right now for Halo's Collector's Edition being missed. So she's trying to do a nice thing. Thank you, baby. No, I'm not getting taller. I'm old as shit. But yes, that is a nice thing of you. But it does change everything, man. It changes, like, even my mindset. Like, for instance, with movies, right? If it's not something that I absolutely like, if we're not sitting down saying, hey, what do you want to watch? And then it's like, oh, this thing came to streaming. Like, I can buy the movie right now and watch it with you guys. outside of that scenario, if there's a movie or something that we like to watch, like for instance, our son, we just got him Michael, right? The Michael Jackson movie. We saw it in theaters. It was great. And then like we just saw it, right? But like we bought him the disc, right? Because he loves collecting the disc. But it comes with a digital code. So he put the digital code in. Now we watched it on the disc because you get that 4K crisp with the disc player. But at any other point now, if we just want to watch it because we already watched it once with the disc, we can just turn it on because it's there digitally, right? And that's a huge thing, man. So I can see myself getting back into physical, to be honest with you, because I do love a good collector's box. It doesn't have to be collectors. I do like seeing the box. Like my son, he got me some Nintendo Switch 2 games, right? Part of which because he can give me a physical, game, right? So he bought me Star Fox for my birthday. It's unopened. I was planning to stream it this weekend, but I didn't. But like it's in the wrapper. I can open up. I can play it. But he likes, like physical is cool. Like I'm all for physical. I just don't like to give up the perks of being all digital. And this takes that away. I would absolutely go and buy actual games. You know what I'm saying? I would absolutely go buy the physical versions of games if I know I'm getting a digital counterpart, right? There's just no other way around it. I think that's a huge benefit. Look at Mad Dot trying to make me feel better. Says that collector's edition low key ain't all that. I appreciate that, my boy. But it's heartbreaking. But I think that's a big deal. I think this is a great solution to the problem of people who want to keep physical, but also they want to get the benefits, bro. Like the tech is going forward, right? Microsoft is doing more and more cool stuff digitally, and it's like physical people have been getting left behind. But this is literally the exact opposite, right? Like this is just something that will go ahead and work, and you get to keep the way you want to be a gamer, right? Like you get to keep your self identity as a gamer. If you're a physical game collector, you get to be that without losing out on everything that the forward facing group of people are doing, where they get all these benefits because they're digital only. This is literally the best of both worlds. This is something that I absolutely love that they're doing. I think it's phenomenal that they're doing this. And it really is going to be a game changer. Like I'm just really excited. Really excited for this. Not to mention, one of the biggest things that a physical player is going to gain from this is physical players. If you are a physical player, like you buy the physical copies of a game, if you have, yourself, and your spouse and your kid, and if multiple people like to play games, you're buying a whole bunch of copies of that game, to be able to play at the same time, right? Like if you want to play multiplayer, most games are not couch co-op, right? Like the biggest games are not couch co-op. Now, maybe that might be coming back. Halo is couch co-op. But is Gears couch co-op? It's funny. I haven't heard much about Gears, or I don't remember. Do they have couch co-op for Gears multiplayer? Like is the single player game co-op in Gears? I don't even know. I don't know why it's like a brain fart. I have no idea. Let me know in the chat. But a lot of these games are not couch, right? They're online co-op, right? So the beauty of the digital people is that you can have a home console that you don't have to be signed into. It's just your home console, and anybody can sign into it, right? So if one of your kids or your wife or somebody wants to sign in to that account on their account on that Xbox, they can play that game that you bought, and then you could sign in on another Xbox and play co-op with each other. Right? This scenario allows the physical game collectors to partake. You go ahead, you have the box, you put in the disc, it is now digital. You can then use that on your home Xbox, and then somewhere else you can sign in to your game. I think it's glorious. I think it's fantastic. What a great idea. Honestly, these are the little things that I think are ultimately going to actually be the things that make a difference with whether or not people choose Xbox or not. I think a lot of people are going to be sitting there when it's time to upgrade to a new console, and they're going to sit there and they're going to say to themselves, okay, well, how do I choose between these two boxes? If you're somebody who is a physical game collector, I feel like PlayStation's making the decision for you guys, because I feel like they're like, no, we're out, right? We're done. We're not doing disc. Where it's clear, like, this is a lot of energy to do for someone who is going to be out of physical. I don't think that's the thing. I think this is them doing the opposite, right? Wanting to make sure that people get to do what they want while also still being able to partake. And to be clear, this is not a new idea, guys. This is not a new idea. What's up, David? I see you playing. Thank you for coming through. This is the original Xbox One plan. That's exactly what they were going to do back in 2013. We would have had this for 13 years already. Like, understand, this is the exact plan that was in place all that time ago. You were going to have a physical disc that you put into your Xbox, and it gave you a digital entitlement for that game. Now, back then, it's clear to see that there's a big difference between then and now, right? Because back then you were just going to get the digital version, and your disc was going to be like a key to unlock it. But there wasn't a lot to do in 2013, right? With the digital game. Like, let's call a spade, right? Like, the only difference was that you were digital, so you didn't have to like get up and swap your games. So you could just swap to the next game, and that's it. That was the balance. Back then, it was just that. This now is a whole different world. Like, being digital actually means something now. Back then, it didn't. In 2013, there was no Xbox Play Anywhere. There was no cloud streaming. There was no stream your own games. There was none of that, right? There was no, what was it? It was 2015, right? 2015 when Quantum Break came out. I feel like it was 2015. Man, I don't know. I think so. I think it was 2015. And I think that at the end of the day, when you look at that, like, it was 2 years before they did the whole PC situation. So like, back then, they knew where things were going, but there was nothing there yet to justify it. Now, they were going to introduce things, right? Like, it was going to be the family share, right? You got one copy of the game, and then what was it, like 5 or 8, like 5 to 8 people, I think it was 5 people that you can let play your game, right? Not just one plus the person who plays on your home console, right? We still haven't gotten there yet, right? But we were going to have that. That was going to be a feature that we're going to introduce. And they were still going to allow you to be able to trade in your games and do all that fun stuff. But there wasn't stuff there yet, right? Those were all hypotheticals. Those were all things to come. Nothing that had actual, a basis of reality for people who are currently engaged in digital gaming. That's a whole different world now, right? Now it's way different. Now we have all these things. We're used to all these things, and going ahead and giving me the ability to buy a physical game and still keep my digital perks. I mean, that's a grand slam right there for me, man. Like, that's exactly what I want. And I'm so happy they did that. Ren says this makes digital buyers into physical owners too. I would actually buy disc if this came true. Ren, exactly. That's literally, literally what I said. That's exactly where I am. Like, that is the ability to have the best of both worlds, right? And I love that it's Xbox who's doing that, right? I do. I love that it's Xbox who's doing that, finding ways to give us an amazing platform with actual benefits, like things that actually matter to us. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I'm very excited for when this actually happens. Now, there is a timeline over here. Now, it says insider public beta July 2026. Now, that's missed. We did not get an insider public beta. There might be a insider, beta that's maybe like one of the small rings, not the big ring. Maybe that's what they mean. Maybe it's right now in a small group of people or whatever. But there hasn't been no major announcement. I don't think there's anything official about this to digital quite yet. Right? I don't think Xbox hasn't said it yet. So that is is interesting to see, but the rollout is supposed to be this month. And I'm gonna go ahead and assume that it's gonna be somewhere around Gamescom. Somewhere around there, they'll make an announcement. I would almost assume, and it might even be like an announcement on the stage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's Ren says, remember when the insider program promised something last month, but it didn't happen? That's probably what it is. Well, I think that turned out to be the Xbox backwards compatibility on PC, right? We got the 4 OG games. That was, if I'm not mistaken, I think was that in the insider program? I think that's still in the insider program, right? I don't think that's out. Treybone, when he says they promise, there was a guy, the guy who's in charge of the insider program, or he works for it or whatever. He's the one who updates everybody every time they're going to do one. And he said, hey, it's not going to be one next week because of some last minute things that we're doing that are really cool. But I think he specifically says, I promise it'll be worth it, or I promise it's worth it, or something like that. So I think that's what Ren is talking about, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm adding the word promise, but I feel like I remember that. Ren says, I think PC back compat was a week after that, and it's not insider, it's for everyone. Okay. Then if that's the case, then I think it is that thing that they missed. But it looks like this is going to be the month. I think this is the month that it's going to happen. And that's cool. Now, another thing, just to be clear, they put a note on the end there, which is very, very important. There's no publisher action required. This is a platform level feature that they're adding. So this is not a, hey, you need to go do something for this. Now I would assume, maybe I shouldn't assume that. I gotta imagine that this is going to be a blanket like feature, right? Like, I don't think they have to go to every developer and be like, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do. Is that okay with you? I I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I think at the end of the day, because being able to make it digital doesn't mean it is Xbox Play Anywhere. Doesn't mean it is on Game Pass or stream your own game. So you could put a disc in there that's literally just to add it to your digital collection, so you can do the easy switching without getting up to change the disc anymore. So I don't. Yeah, it looks like there's nothing that needs to be done. This is going to be a platform level feature, and they're just going to go ahead and just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just going to let it happen. So this is going to be a huge thing. I think it's a phenomenal feature. I think it's going to be really well done. So shout out to them. School disc to digital. All right. Let me go ahead and go here. Oh, wrong one. Go back there. All right. What do we got next? Where is it? Here it is. Actually, we probably could have just all right. So kind of keep it in the same vein, but also still kind of its own thing. Guys, we just got 4 OG Xbox games dropped on to PC. For now, what we know is the expansion of the Xbox Back Compat program to PC. Right now, they're going to take all those games that they worked and bringing them onto the Xbox console. They're going to now bring them on to PC. And, well, we have another piece of the puzzle that has been revealed. Idleslav posts, this is all from the same leak. Microsoft is bringing Xbox 360 games to PC. Xbox 360 games will be able to run on the next-gen Project Helix console, Xbox PCs, and handheld devices. It looks like devs won't have to do any engineering work to get Xbox 360 and Xbox games on PC. Microsoft's Xbox PC emulator handles it all. Developers can opt into making them backward compatible, and they will have control over things like a game's price and if it's available on Game Pass. The feature is expected to have a gradual rollout between 2027 and 2028 across next-gen devices. The full launch of original Xbox games on PC is also set for October 2026. According to the document, a public beta for the disc-to-digital program was set for July with general availability set for August. We understand Microsoft had originally planned for its to test its disc-to-digital program with Xbox insiders in July, but the beta was delayed. It's unclear if the timeline of August general availability is still accurate. Okay, so this is from the different one, but this here, and this is why I mentioned it a little earlier, because there's a line here that is important. Okay. Down here where it says 2027, 2028, Xbox 360 catalog gradual rollout across next-gen Xbox devices. Next-gen Xbox devices? I think this internal document that got leaked is letting everyone know that we are in fact getting that next gen Xbox next year. I know people have been, we've been thinking that maybe it got pushed to 2028, right? But I think this little tidbit here lets us know the wording is theirs. Next gen Xbox devices 2027, baby. Oh man, see, I knew, I felt it in my bones. I knew that we were still getting next gen next year. And it looks like this all but confirms that their plan is still to release it next year. Very excited about that. That being said, look, I think this is phenomenal. I love this. Very, very glad to be able to have this back. Actually, I played a little bit of a Conquer over the cloud on the PC, and it looked amazing, ran amazing. I mean, it's nice to have access. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nice to have access. Nice to just be able to say, you know what, let me hop into this. Let me play this real quick. And of course, you know that if you played it in the past, your saves are going to stay with the cloud. So you're not starting over if you've already played it. It's just going to look better, play better. That's it. So now this is important to also understand when it comes to this emulation, right? And we've heard in the past, but it's great for them to reiterate here. So Microsoft handles, okay? So this is what's happening with back compat. For Microsoft, they're going to go ahead and it's going to be a Microsoft built emulator. It has a local PC execution, certification and compatibility testing. So they're testing these games to see if they work, not you, not the dev, not the publisher. You don't have anything to do with it. They're going to go test and try to make sure it works. Storefront ingestion, listing, and merchandising, player support, updates, regressions, and ongoing maintenance. So they handle everything when it comes to the physical game. Okay. You as a developer don't have to do anything. Your game is just coming back to life. Now, what does the developer have to do or the publisher have to do? They have to make decisions, not engineering. So title opt-in confirmation. So Xbox is going to go, and if they're smart, I'm assuming this is the way they're going to do it. They're going to try to make your game work. They're going to come to you and be like, hey, listen, we got the game's like 80% working. We can iron out the kinks. All we need for you to say it's okay, and we're bringing your game back to life for the next generation of players being able to buy these games and play these games. They just say yes or no. Yes or no. And then if they say yes, they have the commercial parameters that they are going to go ahead and decide on, which is what price do they want their game at? Do they want it on Game Pass? Do they want there to be promotions for it? That's the part that they get to take the time to decide on. And then you have brand sign off. Okay. So they just have the final word on the actual game and it going into the program, but they don't do any heavy lifting, right? No heavy lifting, no developers, nobody has to get involved in this. This is Xbox engineers or Microsoft engineers who are going in there and just making it work. We do know from the Xbox, their first shot at the Xbox version of this, when they first introduced back compat, it took a while because they had to test all these games, and some games didn't work, and that's why they never came to the program. Aside from people who just didn't want it to be on there, I remember distinctly. I think Jason Ronald, if I'm not mistaken, was the one that said it's either didn't work or publishers already have their own plans, right? Publishers like Rockstar, or Take-Two, who want to bring back the old Grand Theft Auto on their own and sell it, as opposed to just letting you use your own old game, right? And I'm sure that's going to be the same exact situation here. I would imagine as a baseline, every game that's already in back compat on Xbox will eventually make its way to the PC. Obviously, we know that they're going to be expanding Xbox 360 into the catalog starting next year. which is very exciting. We also know that this year in October, the Back Compat program on PC is going to have its full launch. All the original Xbox titles will be on there. Now, they seem like it's a pretty hard date, like October 2026, original Xbox titles on PC via Game Pass or the Xbox Store. So it looks like they already have all those games ready to go. Like it doesn't look like they're looking to do a slow rollout for the original Back Compat games. I think they're just looking to put them out and just be boom, they're out, they're done. For the other ones, the Xbox 360 titles, that looks like it's going to be more of a gradual rollout. So either way, man, I think it's really dope. Boss Brown says, I love they brought those games to the PC, but those games with online capabilities should be returned as well. The problem with the online is that you do need to pay for, right? Like you need servers. I guess you can do peer-to-peer, but then if your game's not designed for that, you still have to do work, right? And I think what they're trying to do is trying to make it where there's no work involved. So unless a particular publisher wants to get involved and be like, hey, we want to turn on the servers again or something like that, I don't think that's likely. Like for instance, Call of Duty, they brought back Black Ops 1 and 2, and that has full multiplayer, support. And that's why it's ranking so high on PlayStation all the time now. So I think that would be a case by case if a dev wants their game to be multiplayer. It's just not like, for instance, I was playing was it Bad Fur Day? Or did I try a different? I know I played Bad Fur Day, but I'm trying to I played Conquer, but I wonder if I played another one. I'm trying to remember. I also did Fusion Frenzy. What's up, pal? I see you, player. Pal, if you remember, I said I'm not going to be able to be on Tuesdays for about a month and a half. So Tuesday show is now a Monday show. So normally it won't be this late, but kind of just is what it is. We're gotta play it by ear. But yeah, as far as the games themselves though are concerned. Oh yeah. I played at Fusion Frenzy. I was playing a little bit of, and first of all, that game I was playing touch. I didn't do it through like a PC or whatever. I was just playing on my phone. But one of the things that I saw was that when you play that game, there was an area for demos where you can click the game and play demos of other games. That would have been cool to keep. You know what I'm saying? I know it's probably like a logistical nightmare for licensing purposes or whatever it is, but it'd been cool that if you press the button on the cloud, that it would work. I think on the actual Xbox console, if you have the disc and you put it in, it works. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the case. But I don't think it'll work on PC either. I think that's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna be a thing. So yeah, this is exciting, man. This is exciting. I think that this is the strength of Xbox and Microsoft, right? They can go ahead and focus on features and benefits that the players get to appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, I think that is where Xbox and Microsoft have their biggest strengths. And, I'll always remember, Phil Spencer when he said, I want you to choose Xbox because we made the best box with the best features. You know what I'm saying? Not because we gate kept something. Now that's fine, whatever, that's coming back. But the point is they still want to make the best box with the best features. And they prove that, right? And that's really a big deal, right? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for Xbox to innovate, to do things that Xbox fans will appreciate, that Xbox fans can actually benefit from, right? And that is a huge deal. And I'm very excited for that. So kudos to Xbox. They're crushing it. RC Polygon says the biggest thing, if this is real, getting 360 onto the PC, I can play Fallout New Vegas on PC without needing to download 10 stability mods, as a 360 version is the most stable version. That's true. Like, the one thing about the 360 generation and PC is that the 360 generation was actually crushing it at that time. So, you know, you're talking, remember, it's easy to forget, but like the 360 generation started in 2005, right? And PC wasn't as mainstream as it is now. So like PC, they got that kind of like the view that people had of PC games being difficult to play and to deal with. That was still around at that time. Like, it wasn't just, oh man, no, let's all play on PC. Like 360 was the answer. So most of the stuff works great on 360. So yeah, you definitely have a lot of benefits from playing the 360 version for sure. So Power Xbox, I feel you, man. He says, I missed the original Xbox generation, getting the video game guide when I bought Final Fantasy X. I also got the Fable walkthrough guide on Xbox. That guide had every secret in Fable. It was a cool time when like you had those the guides that you would buy and the art was so dope on them. It was a really cool time, man. It was a very cool time. The game magazines, video game magazines, I miss. You know, yeah, you didn't get the most up-to-date news. Every month you would know about new things, but it was still cool. And everybody was kind of learning it at the same time because everybody was getting their magazines at the same time. It was pretty dope. Pretty dope. All right. Let me get into the last topico. Where is it? All right, here we go. Done. Take my chapter. All right. All right, here we go. All right, so if you guys had noticed or seen, there was a little rumor that kind of circulated over the weekend and then ultimately got debunked. So on Friday, Jez had his show with Rand, and on that show, he made mention about Steam for Xbox and how, you know, that Xbox might be pulling out of releasing their games on Steam, right? Or at least that's what the internet picked up. Okay. So since that got picked up, he has since kind of walked that back, right? He said he didn't say that they were doing that. But he did put a little article here together on how Xbox might be doubling down on PC gaming. Now, another side note to keep in mind, he wrote an article not too long ago talking about how how he doesn't know if the new Xbox being the new Xbox being the way that they are thinking the Helix is going to be, like this open platform. He doesn't know if that can work now unless they're going to charge PC prices for the box. And he's saying like being off of Steam and making a closed box again would save that scenario. But I don't necessarily agree with that. But I am intrigued as to what he was talking about here, because people did kind of run with that idea of, you know, Xbox dropping Steam, right? So we go here. It says no, Xbox isn't quitting Steam, but it is doubling down on PC gaming. Here's how. So it says Xbox's PC offering has improved immeasurably over the last few years, and while it isn't indicative of a shift away from Steam, it does show how seriously Microsoft is taking PC gaming. Something I said on our Xbox 2 podcast this weekend was taken a little bit out of context by some news aggregates, and it led to rumors that Microsoft was exploring quitting Steam. They're absolutely not exploring that right now, but there is good reason to think Microsoft is evaluating how it engages with Windows gaming all up. Someone super chatted in during the live show and asked if there was a scenario where Xbox would ever quit Steam. Microsoft has been re-engaging with exclusive content as of late, with Gears E-Day being the tip of that spear. It'll be exclusively on Xbox Series X and S on console, removing PlayStation from the equation. It is, however, still launching on Steam on PC, in addition to Xbox PC. PC gaming seems to be core to Xbox's future. Xbox Helix is going to be a gaming PC in essence, and component prices are making the Xbox Series X and S a non-starter for many. At least for the duration of the memory crisis, Microsoft likely isn't expecting to sell a ton of its own hardware. So targeting users where they already are without completely exiting the hardware landscape is likely the play for now. So given that Microsoft literally owns Windows, how are they hoping to corner a bigger piece of the lucrative PC gaming market, even if it doesn't mean undermining Steam directly? Xbox will continue to support Steam, but is planning to expand its PC business too. Xbox Game Pass remains core to how Microsoft plans to show up on PC. Game Pass is designed to capture a separate audience from Steam, targeting users who are perhaps more inclined to otherwise stick to free-to-play titles or seek savings in as many ways as possible. Xbox is still investing a ton in improving the Xbox PC app, which now supports Xbox Mode on Xbox handhelds and Windows 11 PCs, turning your desktop environment into a more optimized controller-focused interface. The Windows 11 team wrote just last week about how it intends to further boost the OS for gaming and optimization in general. We live in a world where Linux and SteamOS seem to offer significant gaming performance gains by simple virtue of not being Windows. Microsoft absolutely wants to solve that gap. But furthermore, this is where it's a little more interesting. I've received information from multiple trusted sources that Microsoft and Blizzard have been planning to open Battle.net up to third-party developers. It's unclear if that's still the plan under new Xbox CEO Asha Sharma, but so far I'm not yet seeing evidence that the plans were canceled. Now, I'd say that is probably less important now, considering that Call of Duty is on Steam. I think when Call of Duty wasn't on Steam, it made more sense to possibly do that, because you then all of a sudden have all of these people on PC who are playing Call of Duty and going through the Battle.net, browser. That being said, I guess you still have things like World of Warcraft and all this other stuff, but also, are those people going to be buying other games? I don't know. But it is interesting to see that, there's another side of the PC market that Xbox is still looking to explore. It said Battle.net boasts enormous monthly active users in its own right, and technically has its own exclusives in the form of World of Warcraft, Heroes of the Storm, and some other Blizzard classics. Microsoft already tested launching some Xbox games through Battle.net, including Avowed, The Outer Worlds 2, Doom: The Dark Ages. I mean, we kind of already saw how that worked out, though, right? Dark Zone was good, fam. I see you play. Archangel Nexus, what's going on, play? Joshua Bonarino, what's going on, my dude? Yeah, so I don't know if that helped anything, or maybe it did. Maybe they looked at that store and it had a bigger uptick than some of the other stores. Maybe they sold more there than it did on PlayStation or whatever. So maybe they're like, oh, this is like a thing that we can kind of use. It says, it seems Battle.net is being redesigned to offer more third-party content beyond the Microsoft ecosystem in the future, while still acting as the primary delivery platform for Blizzard games like Diablo 4 and Overwatch. That's interesting. So, I wonder if third parties will actually be like, I'd rather put my game on battle.net than Windows Store. Does battle.net just become Windows Store and be the place where Xbox moves all their stuff through? Interesting idea. It's a good question. I guess we'll find out in the future. It says, it seems Battle.net is being redesigned to offer more third-party content beyond the Microsoft ecosystem in the future, while still acting as the primary delivery platform for Blizzard games like Diablo 4 and Overwatch. Battle.net and the Xbox PC app already form a bridge of sorts via Xbox PC plugin section. Microsoft is also working with publishers like Ubisoft and EA to integrate their own PC stores to give publishers the opportunity to deliver their content directly while integrating Xbox Series X and S, Xbox Cloud, and Xbox PC ecosystems and features. Ubisoft announced last week that owners of some Xbox Series X and S console games will receive their Xbox PC versions for free, for example, and it's likely the program there will expand over time. There's a lot of unknowns here, of course. There are some gaps and pitfalls when it comes to third-party titles on the Xbox PC store. Diablo 4, for example, doesn't support Xbox Play Anywhere, meaning users have to buy DLC multiple times for multiple platforms. Ubisoft games on PC don't support Xbox achievements either, even though you can sync your progress on some games to Xbox Series X and S devices. Just how seamless the synchronicity between platforms will remains to be seen, but the core of it's pretty simple. It's about giving developers more options for selling games and putting more games in front of users where they already are on PC. The PC market is pretty friendly, its open nature with different launchers and stores and platforms competing for attention. Xbox is trying to make it more seamless for PC players who want the integration using in plug-in systems, while also leveraging the platforms it already has to create more opportunities for developers in general. And yes, I mean we already know about the Digital Project Positron and all that fun stuff. And you know, obviously for Jez and stuff, they want to make sure they put as much stuff into these articles so that when you search for things, it pops up, right? So you know, it goes on a little bit, but the point is that no, Xbox is not quitting Steam. I don't think that would make any sense. I think there's a better chance of them buying Steam than there is of them taking their games off of Steam. You got RC Polygon in the building. He says, Xbox removing their games from Steam will be so stupid as Steam is the main platform for games on PC. Many gamers won't buy the games on other launchers. All the other publishers' launchers failed. Facts. I mean, I think that's just the answer. I think there's a lot of people who, and I'm not saying it's Jez, but I'm saying there's a lot of people who are still pushing for this idea of Xbox just keeping everything to themselves in some way, shape, or form. And it seems like a lot of people have pushed that idea into PC land now, where they rather just stay on their store than to be on Steam. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like that might be a bridge too far, right? Like Steam is obviously the dominant player on PC. Why would you take away the opportunity for your games to be seen by these players? Look, to be fair, they've seen these games and they don't really buy a lot of them. But still, you're reaching people who you may not have reached before. And even if it's a small group of people, you don't know if that over time, you know, snowballs into more people, right, who are looking for your next game. And then, you know, that can grow further, right? And as you keep bringing new people, you know, it's just, you just never know, right? So it just seems like there would be no benefit to it because people weren't buying the games on the Windows PC store when they weren't on Steam prior, right? So I really don't see that as being something that's actually going to create value to anyone. I don't think Xbox is going to gain anything from it. So ultimately, that would just make their games more irrelevant to the PC space. So yeah, I agree. I don't think it would be I don't think it would be something that would actually happen. Um, but yeah, I mean, look, ultimately at the end of the day, um, Xbox is doing a lot of great things. Xbox making a lot of great moves, and frankly, um, they're still the most exciting player in gaming. I think that's just the reality of what it is. I think no matter how you cut it, um, Xbox has the world's attention. You know what I'm saying? Where people want to see what Xbox is doing. Um, they're the only people who are offering anything exciting right now. Their games are getting better and better. I mean, we literally just got Halo, which, I mean, obviously we know that the Xbox tax has decided to invade Halo as well, right? A game that has one of the highest Metacritics in all of time, the original Halo, on the Xbox before the world decided that the Xbox tax was going to come to them. Um, Now all of a sudden does not have one of the best games ever is now conveniently not one of the best games to some people. Um, but you know, that's fine. It doesn't change anything. The game is amazing. Um, you know, Gears, we're right on the cusp of getting a brand new Gears um, releasing, and it is glorious. It looks glorious. It feels glorious. It's really gonna be, like I said, it's a Gears ass game for Gears fans, and that's what this is all about, man. Bruce Braun says it right there. It says Xbox is the only brand focused on gaming's future. Absolutely, absolutely. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. Sadly, everyone else seems to be focused on the past. They're trying to keep things the same. They don't know how to move things forward, to advance anything, to plan for what is to come in gaming. Um, and Xbox is there, right? Xbox does that. Xbox is looking forward, um, and they're not letting us down, man. They have a lot of cool stuff coming. Um, I'm very, very excited for the rest of their releases this year. I'm very excited for what's to come next year. As you know, we saw, looks like they pretty much confirmed that 2027 is the goal for the release of the Helix. We do know also that at the beginning of the year, next year, developers will get Helix in hand. Um, and that might seem like, wow, they're not going to have a lot of time. No, you guys got to remember, you know, Helix is going to be just a powerful PC in the sense of, you know, SKUs, right? So anybody working on a game now is already going to have a higher SKU for their game, uh, that if they're releasing on a PC, which almost every game releases on PC, right? So, you know, that's just going to be brought to either fit directly on the Helix to make sure that that transfers over nicely, or you're going to get a slightly scaled down version of what the best version of that game is going to look like on PC. But either way, you don't need a crazy amount of time with the Helix box because you already have those specs. They're not going to be unique specs that never existed in gaming. There'll be a combination of tools that, yes, if you have more time, you could probably eke more out of it. But the raw performance of it seems like it's going to be just a very powerful box that's going to be able to run whatever games are thrown at it amazingly, right? So it's a great time, man. It's a great time to be an Xbox fan. It's a great time to be a gamer. You know, we have so much choice available to us right now. Like there's so many great games that are out right this second that you can say, hey, this is the game I'm choosing to play right now, and no one would be like, why are you playing that game when there's other games out there? No, like there's so many games that are worthy of your time right this second. Like we're really just in this amazing era of gaming right now where we just have so much high quality content available to us. You know, I hopped in to Assassin's Creed, you know, Black Flag Resynced, which was another amazing, beautiful remake that they've done for Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which was so good, man. Beloved game brought into today's standards, and they nailed it, right? Like they absolutely nailed it. And you're right there with Halo, man. Halo Campaign Evolved, another fantastic remake. You know, for me, I think they definitely, I think without a doubt, nailed it more. Like it legitimately looks like a brand new game released today, at the highest level. Like Halo just looks highest level. I would say Black Flag Resync looks great, but I think AC Shadows, their newest game, still looks better than Black Flag. Obviously, you can argue the landscapes that are in Black Flag are, you know, maybe more beautiful, because there's a lot of beach environments, water environments. Man, I was walking through the in Halo Campaign Evolve on Silent Cartographer, just walking the beaches with my camera, you know, zoomed in third person, but I zoomed it in so I could see full screen with my pistol. And man, some of the scenes that you create just by looking into that water, oh my god, into the world they created, it's just absolutely breathtaking. Oh my god, like it's just, at this point is beyond compare. It's so beautiful. It really is next level stuff, and I'm 100% here for it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. But this is where we are, man. There's just so many great games. Then you look on the other side, we still have, you know, Doom, the Dark Ages dropped this amazing DLC, which was fantastic, right? Like there's just so many great games that release. I still have Resident Evil in my backlog because I saw the freaking, I kind of hate the fact that Nvidia showed us that DLSS 5. I'm not gonna lie. Because it, as dope as it looks, and I can't wait for it, it also kind of, like, it made me stop playing Resident Evil because I don't think I'm gonna play Resident Evil again. So it kind of made me say, oh, I should wait, right? I should hold off so I can play it looking the best way possible. And I was playing it on Xbox, and it's not an Xbox Play Anywhere game. So I don't want to buy it on Steam since I already have it on Xbox. So I'm also kind of doing a waiting game to see if it becomes Xbox Play Anywhere. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But that being said, man, guys, this is where we're gonna wrap it up. I know it's a shorter show. We had to end it. I'm sorry, start late because of some stuff we had going on. But I also have a lot of stuff to do in the morning, and tomorrow's a big day. That's why I can't do the shows on Tuesday. So I need to be able to get some good sleep. But guys, thank you so much, man. Thank you for coming through. This is my first solo show. I was doing them for members a while ago on Saturday mornings. If some of you guys remember, I was doing the C Money's Corner or whatever it was. We did a Saturday morning for members. But this was cool. This was cool to just kind of rock out with you guys and get a good show in. So shout out to everybody who came through. Appreciate all of you guys, man. Shout out to everybody who super chatted and who went ahead and gifted members. You guys are awesome. Let me know, like, after this, go into the comments of this. Let me know what you think of solo C Money on a show. I haven't done one on a regular show, so I'm intrigued to think or to hear what you guys think about this format. Do you think I should do some of these? Should I just do a solo show every once in a while? Let me know in the comments. I'll go and read them and check them out. But guys, thank you again, man. Appreciate you all. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle, we're done. Until next time, you're intruding.